guys, it's Amber. Welcome to my channel. I post bookish and home fragrance content. I am very happy to have you here with me. Whether you're new or returning, welcome. So today's video is all about my most anticipated reads for the month of September. So these are books that are coming out during the month of September, and they're the ones that interest me the most. So I always try to pick 10 books. So these are my 10. Let's jump into it. They're in no particular order. Let's see what ones interested me. The first one I have for you is called The Village Library Demon Hunting Society. It is by C.M. Waggoner, and it comes out September 24th. So this synopsis says, it's about a librarian with a knack for solving murders realizes there's something decidedly supernatural afoot in her little town in this cozy fantasy mystery. It is a riotous mix of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Murder, She Wrote. Is a lesson for demons and murderers alike. Don't never mess with a librarian. So I am a sucker for books about libraries, that sort of thing. This looks like it's going to be a super fun, cozy mystery type of twist. So I'm very excited to pick this one up for sure. The next one is a thriller, and it's called The Midnight Club. Another one that I just realized, Society and Club. So technically different, but kind of the same. The Midnight Club, and this is by Margot Harrison, and it comes out September 24th. So this is about, it's been 25 years since the Midnight Club last convened. A tight-knit group of college friends bonded by late nights at the campus literary magazine. They're also bonded by something darker, the death of their brilliant friend, Jeanette, junior year. But now, decades later, a mysterious invitation has pulled them back to the pine-shrouded Vermont town where it all began. So each friend has something to hide, and the more they question each other, the deeper they dive into their own memories, the more they understand that nothing they thought they knew about their college years and the fateful night is true. So yeah, it looks like it could be an interesting thriller type book, mystery thriller. So there's that one. And then the next one is a fantasy. It's called The Games Gods Play. It is by Abigail Owen and comes out September 3rd. And this is, the gods love to play with us mere mortals, and every 100 years we let them. I have never been favored by the gods, far from it, thanks to Zeus. Living as a cursed office clerk for the Order of Thieves, I just keep my head down and hope the capricious beings who rule from Olympus won't notice me. Not an easy feat, given San Francisco is Zeus's patron city, but I make do, I survive, until the night I tangle with a different god, the worst god, Hades. For the first time ever, the ruthless mercurial king of the underworld has entered the crucible, the deadly contest that gods hold to determine a new ruler to sit on the throne of Olympus. But instead of fighting their own battles, the gods name mortals to compete in their stead. So why in the underworld did Hades choose me, a sarcastic nobody with a curse on her shoulders, as his champion? And why does my heart trip every time he says I'm his? I don't know if I'm a pawn, bait, or something else entirely to this dangerous, tempting god. How can I when he has more secrets than stars in the sky? Because Hades is playing by his own rules, and death will win at any cost. So, sounds like I like a competition book. Those are always fun, and it has Hades, and Hades and Persephone are a story that I do enjoy retellings of. So I don't know if this is like literally a retelling of Hades and Persephone, but obviously there is going to be some sort of romance in this, so it sounded good. Okay, the next one is called Immortal Dark. This is also a fantasy book, and I think dark academia at the same time. So it is by, I do not know how to say the name, Tigist Girma, something like that. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. It comes out September 3rd, and it is slated to be a book that's like a combo of The Cruel Prince meets Ninth House in this darkly romantic dark academia fantasy, where a lost heiress must infiltrate an arcane society and live with the handsome vampire she suspects killed her family and kidnapped her sister. So I'm a sucker for vampires for a very long time, even before Twilight, which I am a super fan of Twilight still. So yeah, that sounds good. Cruel Prince, I love that series. Ninth House is that dark academia, which I haven't read that one yet, but it's Leigh Bardugo, and I do love Leigh Bardugo's books. So this sounds like it will be fun. So that's the Immortal Dark. The next one is called Us in Ruins, and it is by Rachel Moore and comes out September 3rd. And this says Margot is on the quest to uncover and reassemble an ancient and cursed vase with the help of a boy who went missing in 1932. Because it's the only way to put back together her broken heart in this standalone adventure rom-com, perfect for fans of What the River Knows and The Lost City. I just finished What the River Knows this month, and it blew me out of the water, especially that ending. I'll talk about that more in my wrap-up. So this, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I gotta check this one out. I haven't read The Lost City, but now that I saw this, I'm going to check that one out too. So it says the mythical vase of Venus Aurelia hasn't been seen since 1932, but Margot Rhodes is determined to change that. Drawn by the vase's supposed magical properties, Margot embarks on her school's archaeological trip to Pompeii. Sure, it's her first time holding a shovel, but she's got something no one else does. Lost teenage explorer Van Keen's journal. Poring over the poetic entries that serve as a map to the vase's missing shards, Margot finds herself falling in love with the boy who wrote it a century ago. She's shocked when her search leads her to a statue that looks exactly like Van, and then the statue comes to life. So that looks like it could be a really fun time. Okay, the next one is called The Monstrous Kind. It is by Lydia Gregovic, and it comes out September 3rd as well. And this one drew me because it said it was inspired, an atmospheric, haunting romantasy inspired by Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, set in Regency era England, about two sisters fighting to hold on to their manor while deadly monsters prowl along its perimeters. So it says perfect for fans of House of Salt and Sorrows and Anatomy, a Love Story. So Sense and Sensibility is one of my favorite Jane Austen books, and the second I saw that, I was like, ooh, I gotta check this one out. It looks like it'll be really fun. Okay, then the next one is I'm pretty sure it's a rom-com. Yeah, it's called Can't Help Falling in Love, and it's by Sophie Sullivan, and it comes out September 17th. It says a struggling waitress and an heir to a major Seattle company stumble into a high-profile fake engagement while simultaneously trying to keep up with their own love lives in this flirty fall rom-com. So rom-com, fall, fake dating tropes. You have me sold. Okay, then we have, this is a contemporary fiction, The Borrowed Life of Frederick Fife. It comes out September 10th, and it is by Anna Johnston. So this is, if you're a fan of Remarkably Bright Creatures, and The Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. This book is recommended for you. So it's about a guy named Frederick Fife, was born with an extra helping of kindness in his heart. If he borrowed your car, he'd return it washed with a full tank of gas. The problem is there's no one left in Fred's life to borrow from. At 82, he's desperately lonely, broke, and on the brink of homelessness. But Fred's luck changes when, in a bizarre case of mistaken identity, he takes the place of grumpy Bernard Greer at the local nursing home. Now he has warm meals in his belly and a roof over his head, as long as his poker face is in better shape than his prostate, and that his look-alike never turns up. Denise Sims is stuck breathing the same disappointing air again and again. A middle-aged mom and caregiver at Bernard's facility, her crumbling marriage and daughter's health concerns are suffocating her joy for life. Wounded by her two-faced husband, she vows never to let a man deceive her again. As Fred walks in Bernard's shoes, he leaves a trail of kindness behind him, fueling Denise's suspicions about his true identity. When unexpected truths are revealed, Fred and Denise rediscover their sense of purpose and learn how to return a broken life to mint condition. So that sounds really good. That sounds like a very sweet story that it feels like one that I'll probably cry in, but it sounds really good. Okay, the next one is rom-com. I think like a magical realism type of rom-com called Casket Case. It is by Lauren Evans, and it comes out September 10th. And this is said to be about a girl named Nora, thought she was finished in Rabbit Town, Alabama for good. But an unexpected tragedy turns her life upside down, and she's found herself back in her tiny hometown running the family casket business. There aren't exactly a lot of prospects for a single woman in her 30s in a place like Rabbit Town, until Nora Clanton's ordinary casket selling day is interrupted by a handsome stranger wandering into her shop and asking for directions as well as a date. Garrett Bishop seems like the ideal guy. He's thoughtful, he's kind, and he has a lucrative job as a logistics coordinator for which he seems to have a passion. She's totally not sure what logistics entails, but she knows it means long hours, lots of travel, and urgent calls in the middle of the night. When a few of Rabbit Town's residents suddenly pass away, a heart attack here, a car crash there, and Garrett is spotted at the scenes of, well, all of the deaths, his frustratingly vague job description starts to become increasingly suspicious. What is it that Garrett actually does for a living? He's a logistics coordinator for death. So when Nora discovers the truth, she is unable to reconcile the wonderful man she knows with the unthinkably cruel job he loves. Will she ever be able to understand how he can do what he does, or will she have to lay her best chance at love to rest? So that sounds like could be a really good time. Okay, and then the last one is a fantasy, possibly romantasy, and it's called A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. It comes out September 24th. And it says, dragons are extinct, witches are outcast, magic is dying, but human lust for power is immortal. And it is about a girl named Tamsin, I guess. Dragonfire no longer blisters the sky over Pantera, but inside the lavish palace, life is still perilous, especially for Tamsin. Raised in the glittering court alongside the princesses, it's her duty to be punished for their misdeeds. Treated as part of a royal family, but also as the lowliest servant, Tamsin fits nowhere. Her only friend is Stig, captain of the guard, though sometimes she thinks he wants more than friendship. When Feld, the beast of the borderlands, descends on her home, Tamsin's world becomes even more dangerous. To save the pampered princesses from a fate worse than death, she is commanded to don a veil and marry the brutal warrior. She agrees to the deception, even though it means leaving Stig and the only life she has ever known behind. The wedding night begins with unexpected passion and ends in near violence when her trickery is exposed. Rather than start a war, Fell accepts Tamsin as his bride, but can he accept the dark secrets she harbors? Secrets buried so deep, even she doesn't know they exist. For Tamsin is more than a royal whipping girl, more than the false wife of a man who now sees her as his enemy. And when those secrets emerge, they will ignite a flame bright enough to burn the entire kingdom to the bone. Magic is not dead, it is only sleeping, and it will take one ordinary girl with an extraordinary destiny to awake it. So sounds good, and it sounds like it could have dragons in it, so that's always a fun time for sure. So those are my 10 most anticipated reads for the month of September. Let me know down in the comments if any of these sound good to you, or are there any other books that maybe I didn't mention that are coming out that you think I would be interested in or you're interested in. I'd love to know. So thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And until next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.